have a family. I have a beautiful wife, 6 children, a business, a home on a little orchard, and I pretty much run a fairly normal life most of the time, but understand also, because we were in the situation when we were put in that situation, the federal government came down upon our family, and with 200 armed men, put our ranch under siege for doing basically what we had done for over 100 years, since 1877. They threatened to kill us. They threatened to actually, if we resisted in any way, that they would, that this would be another Waco or Ruby Ridge, and that's what they said to us. And so we began to, the best we could, try to protect our property and protect our rights. They were killing our cattle from the air with helicopters. They were running them to death, separating the cows from the cows from the calves, leaving the calves out in the desert to die. And all of this was done while they were had the ranch under siege, so we couldn't do anything about it. And so we saw what the federal government was capable of from the inside out. I had personal experience of that. And, you know, I began a path of, you know, digging into what was really going on. What I found was that primarily the federal government was completely acting outside the authority that the people give them. And that the rules that the people set and placed upon federal government, they were completely ignoring. And that they were doing acts that other countries have done that has ultimately resulted in the destruction of the nation.
Okay.
And that as you follow history, you see, you know, many nations have followed that same pattern. And it always is, what has happened is it ends up in taking of rights of property, and then ultimately taking of the arms of the people. And then the next step is genocide. And that is a pattern that many nations have gone through throughout the history of this world, if you will. And that one was clearly, our country was going down that path. And we were in the steps of the taking of property, and also, as you know, there's been a lot of effort to take away and disarm the people.
Okay.
And so, and every time this has happened, the next step is that they begin to murder their own people. Government begins to murder their own people. That we need to try to restore and rely on. So there's first, if you know you're right, meaning you have the right claim, and you've been using it, and you need help in defending it, you have the obligation first to go to your sheriff and to try to and say, look, here is my claim. We've been using it for this right. The federal government does not have rights to it, and you try to get him to defend your rights first, because that's the structure that we already set. If he will not do it, then we will try to help him do it and educate him. Okay? And then if he will not do it, then we will come and stand in your defense. Right? But there is a proper way. One is you have to be constitutional. You cannot be violating somebody else's right. We will not stand for you if you're not doing that. You have to try everything possible to get the proper people that we have put in to defend our rights. You have to get them to try to do it sincerely, respectfully, with honor and respect to them, and try to educate them if they need to. Then we'll pull in others to try to educate them. If they will not do it, then we will come and stand. You know, that's really what this is about. Again, government not thinking that they have any rules. And when government doesn't think they have rules, then they begin to take the rights of the people and really abuse them. And that's happening right now. I mean, it could be worse, there's no doubt about it. But it's one of those things that if you don't stop it or don't stand in front of it, then it will get worse. And I don't want my children, I don't want my girls and my boys to have to be the subject of an abusive government.